Back to Balvigyan Bharti with Abhilash Sarkar. In this episode, we will continue on ratio and proportion. We already described few of the classification based on their relations. So now the next classification will be based on that classification. We'll talk about based on position. Okay. Now we'll take four quantities A, B, C, D, and they are related in a as a relation of A by B is equal to C by D. That means A by B ratio is proportional to C by D. If that is acceptable, then D is called fourth proportion. So that means the second extreme is called second extreme. And the extreme is this one and this one is extreme A and D. Out of this is first extreme and this is the second extreme. The second extreme is D is called the fourth proportion. Now let's say you have to compute that fourth proportion. Then for example, if I say that A, B, C, D are 2, 3, 4 and D. Now how will you find the fourth proportion? Or if it is not given, that find fourth proportion to 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now how will you find that the fourth proportion of 2, 3? So then you have to take it like that. Now D could be anything. I am taking as because D is given. You can take any alphabet, any unknown representation, X, Y, Z, anything you can take. So this position is important. This position will be there. The fourth proportion will be there at the extreme end. This is first extreme, this is the second extreme. You have to position it in second extreme, where you have to find the fourth proportion. Okay, so that D is called the fourth proportion to A, B, C. So only if it is given A, B, C and you have to find the fourth proportion, so you have to write the equation like that. 2 by 3 is equal to 4 by. Then whatever value will come will give you the fourth value of D. So that is 2 to 6. So the D value will be 6. Then you will get the correct fourth proportion. So you will understand what is meant by fourth proportion and how will you calculate the fourth proportion. Okay. The second is third proportion. So third proportion among this is C to A, B and D. Okay, so the third proportion is C. The position you have to be very cautious. This is third proportion, this is fourth proportion. So now let find third proportion to 2, 3, 6. This will be the way that will be given in example. You have to find third proportion to 2, 3, 6 or of 2, 3, 6. Then you have to position your unknown correctly in place. So your third proportion has to be in position of this. You cannot put it wrongly here. If you put it wrongly here, you will get different value. Only if you can put the third proportion in the place of this, you will get the correct value of third proportion. That is 4. Now you can match it. Earlier case it was 4. I find it this. Now this is given. Now I find 6. So this is matching. So your third proportion in case of A, B, D is given like that. There could be another possibilities that third proportion you have to find where there is not having only three unknown, three quantities A, B, C, and you have to find third proportion to A and B, let's say. Okay, so now third proportion to A and B, how do you find it? Okay, so now you can understand that third proportion has to be somewhere where? Third proportion has to be somewhere at the extreme, not in between. Okay, so now in case there are two quantities given and you have to find the third proportion, then you have to keep it something like that. So now this will be your third proportion. In case there are two quantities and you have to find the third proportion to this, so that third proportion means you have to get something as continued proportion. Okay, A is to B is equal to B is to C. So then this will be your third proportion. Okay, so now if I give an example, find third proportion to 2 and 3, so then my answer will be 2 by 3 is equal to 3 by C. So from here C will be equal to 3 into C will be equal to 3 into 3 by 2, 9 by 2. So this will be the answer, third proportion. Okay, then only it will be correct. Fine. So third proportion for case of 4 variable, that will be placed in third position. So in third proportion will, if it is 4 variable CD, this is the third proportion. Now this has to be placed in this place. If it is A, B and C, third proportion, so A by B is equal to B by C. It will be at the third proportion. That will place in the fourth proportion place. Understand? So the next one will be the next means classification of this will be your the first one is fourth proportion, then third proportion. There is two variety I have shown. The next one is mean proportion. Mean proportion. Okay. So now this also have two variety. Why? Because if A by, I am talking about initially A, B, C, D, if I take as 4 quantity, and if A by B is equal to C by D, so then this both are mean. So in that case, the mean, if I want to find, how do you find that? So that means, for example, find mean proportion to 2, 3 and 6, if I say, then there must be some declaration which one mean has to be found. So there must be the description has to be something like that. Find the mean X, mean proportion X. It has to be mentioned, otherwise there is no possibility to find which one, because this, if it is both are unknown, you cannot find the mean of it. Okay, you have to have one unknown, because there is only one equation, so you can solve in only one unknown. So there must be something when this has to be mentioned which mean you have to find, because both are mean among all four. So definitely you have this. Now if it is said like that, so there is no problem solving it, so you can get x value. Or if it is like that 2x and then 4 6, then also you will able to find it by putting the values in the right place, you will find the x. Okay, now this is in case of there are four quantities and accordingly you have to find the mean. But thing is that there could be possible that you find mean of two quantities. Now there are a b c only, so then b will be your mean, and you have to place it by a by b is equal to b by c. Now in this case, even if it is not said there is in proportion, while you are calculating mean of three quantities, you have to take it in consideration that they are in proportion, that there is in continuous proportion. That means if I take a by b, then the next b by c has to be equal, that is in continuous proportion. Okay, so that b, this case the mean will be equal to if I calculate it, so then b square is equal to ac, a into c is equal to b square, so then b is equal to ac. So you can put this direct formula also when there are three quantities and mean anyhow, this is the mean always in between, and this has to be the square root of product of the extremes. This is always for three quantities, the mean is equal to the square root of the product of the extremes. Okay, so you have to understand and you need not to remember, because whatever I am explaining accordingly, you will get the similar kind of problem. Okay, so if there is three quantities, you have to get it like that. Where there is four, you have to recognize the mean that is needed, which mean is needed, because intermediately whatever is there is all are mean. Okay, and in case if it is being extended, I have shown in case of there are three relations, c by d, e by f. So to find means, you have to take pair after pair. You cannot work with all this together. You have to take pair after pair, and accordingly you can find. Okay, so there may be possibilities, as because we can find two equation getting this pair, or again this pair also you can get. So at the end you will get three equation. Instead of getting this, if you equal, you will get one equation. If you equalize this will get one equation, and if you take the extreme, so there may be three unknown you might have to solve. There may be three unknown out of this all. So if you have to always see how many equation can be formed, or that many unknown you can solve it. So in this case, if it is three relations, you will get three equation. There may be possibilities that you have to find three unknown. Okay, so accordingly you have to improvise yourself. So but always you have to pair it. You cannot work with all three together. You have to pair it. Accordingly you will get the result. So this is the mean, and these are the second classification based on their position. That means the classification is based on direct, indirect and continued, that is according to their relation, and the classification based on their position, fourth, third and mean. Third, there are two possibilities, mean also there is two possibilities, fourth only there is one possibilities. Okay, so the now next is some more means you can say the knowledge or the formula that is what is combined ratio. If I say, let's say there are three ratios, b by c by d, e and e by f. Those are not equal ratios, those are three individual ratios being given, and if you have to find the combined ratio, so your combined ratio will be multiplying all antecedents by divided or the ratio with all consequent. So this is your combined ratio. The combined ratio is multiply all these antecedents, multiply all these consequents. So you will get this value, and this is called the combined ratio. Okay. So now in this case, if A equal to C equal to E and B is equal to D is equal to F, if it is so, then this will turn into A cube and this can be P cube or any of these three. So all are same. So A cube. So this is called triplicate ratio. Triplicate ratio. Okay, this is called the triplicate, one kind of ratio, combined ratio. This is triplicate ratio. Now instead of 3, if it is not there, then this may also can be A into C and B into D, and if it is not there and this condition applies, then this will be B square, and this is called the duplicate ratio. Another kind of ratio where if it is root A by root B, then it is called subduplicate. Okay, if something find like that. Okay, this is subduplicate ratio. So these are the few means variety of ratios that comes under the combined ratio can be learned. Okay, so fine. So this is the case, and anything left there? No. Fine. This is the case. This is about this, and now we already learned the classification. This. Anything else? Yes. Okay. Now we'll learn some key, or you can say the formula, or the formula that can be used as formula. These are some you can say the iterary, or you can say some byproducts of this this ratio and proportion, where we'll talk about four quantities. Now first of this is called addendo. Okay, so in this, if A by B is equal to C by D, that also is equal to, if I club this means we are adding this antecedents, we are adding this consequence, then the ratio whatever you will find is same with the original ratios, A by C or C by D. So how you can, this is very useful, but how can you prove that? So there are two methods of proving that. The first method, if I take, so for that I have to take help of another means concept of key formula, or the concept you can say, some iterary you can say, that is, if A by B, this is called alternando. In this, if A by B is equal to C by D, then we can bring C here and B there, and whatever the new formation will come, this formation will be equal. Now if C has brought here, so now the ratio between A and C, it will be equal to B by D. How come? If I take that some example, 2 by 3 is equal to 4 by 6. So 2 by 3 is equal to 4 by 6, that we know. Now if I bring this here, 2 by 4 is equal to 3 by 6. Now you see 2 by 4 is equal to half, 3 by 6 is equal to half. So this will form a new ratio. That does not mean that A by B is equal to A by C. No, cannot say, because B not equal to C. Only thing is I replacing the position, interchanging the position, and the whatever new ratios form, that will be same. That we can say. So that is a property of this ratio. Now if it is so, this property is called the alterando, and this I use to prove this. How? What I will do, I will add plus 1 on the both side, plus 1 this side also. So if I add this, LCM will be C, A plus C, and this is equal to B plus D by D, isn't it? Now if I interchange this position again, so A plus C will be equal to B plus D, then this equal to C will go there, C by D, isn't it? Now A plus C is equal by B plus C is equal to become C plus D, C by D. Now what is this? C by D. So now A by B is equal to C by D, that is equal to A by B also you can write, because C by D is equal to A by B as per the original. This implies this also will be equal. This is the you can say the derivation. If these are equal, this also to be equal with the with this ratio. So that I have proved, taking the help of the other characteristic of this ratio, that is alterando, where I am replacing the position and I am getting this new relation A by C is equal to B by D. There I am adding 1 and getting this relation. So this can be proved. So this is called addendo rule. This is, you can say, the rule also, whatever you say, the key, formula or rule, whatever you say. So if A by B is equal to C by D, we can add the antecedents and add the consequents, and whatever ratio will come will equal to the this. Now this can also be proved with some alternate methods. What are these? As I said, what is this? When I represent two quantities in the form of A by B, that means they are in direct proportion, because division, if it is constant, unless it is constant, cannot be equal to some other ratio. So division, if it is constant, by division, if something constant is getting, that is A or B in direct proportion, so as C by D. So we can take this as a constant, as I said, as I explained earlier. So what is A is equal to K into B, or BK you can write. Similarly, C by D, I am just rubbing it out, because that has to be proved is equal to this ratio. So C by D also equal to K, because this has to be same ratio. So C by D, so C is equal to D into K. Now bring this part, B plus D. Now this has to be proved as the ratio of this equal to this. This is having ratio K value, so this has to be proved as K. Now put the value of A, it is BK, that is C plus DK. Now there B plus D. Now out of this, D can be taken common, because this is multiplied with both, and what is remaining here, B plus D as a whole, and in the bottom, in the denominator, you can say this is B plus D. Now this part are equal, so if I divide, I will get 1. So what is remaining here, K. Now K is equal to this. Now you can say this is equal to K. So that means instead of K, I can put A plus C by B plus D. This also become the same ratio. Understand? So this addendo can be proved alternatively by the method of direct proportional characteristic. Understood? So I will end up here, and in the next video, few more keys and formula I will describe. Okay. So thank you for now.